Last week. I remember having subjects that had a good teacher.
Is he still around?
He lives in a
Published someday.
at least my kids will.
Very nice. I know, it's older thing. All right, thanks for the visit. You sure? I don't think I wrote that. I gotta find out what drug that is.
Usually the son
It's very good.
I'm supposed to have it for 2 weeks ago.
Oh, really?
So it is very busy time.
Beautiful, 100%.
Listen, nobody sends me,
Bill. Oh, you what I don't get it. I don't. They send it. I don't know what's going on there. I got to talk to your. I instructed I once with your.
I'll do it again. Is he giving kids?
I'm going to.
But it's like
Jay, you want to get Revy more water, or you want to leave it? It doesn't look like it's very much. So.
It's not. You want to do it?
You can if you want. You want to just fill it?
Yeah, so that's it.
Okay, you want to just... I know, you want to push the record? No, for me, for my...
Oh, yeah.
I just don't want it to
All right, just leave it.
I'll get it when you... Oh, what? I just want to leave it here, so... Before it goes to sleep.
He's one of the hospital.
It was Marsh like we went through
just a private meeting. We do it on Zoom.
I begin by thanking the Parnosim of the month, Sue and Rob Weinberg and Josh and Alyssa Weinberg, the Nishmas, and Naftali Ben Tzvi, as Nisham Shel Meliyah, and Film Shel Simcha Nachas and Bracha. We're on page Kuf Yud Daled, Ayaka. I was there just to be with the Machaber a few days ago, last day of Shabbos. And he sends his love to the entire Kehillah. Talking about Anoshim Shel Guf, Anshe HaGuf, Anshe HaNefesh, Anshe HaNeshama, Anshe Ruach, Anshe Neshama. It means to be a Ben Aliyah, to be a person who spends his or her life ascending, going up, breaking through the imagined grulim of each level. That's what we're talking about, because ultimately that's the meaning of chayris, to be able to travel at your own will, to be able to travel, to be able to go. It's the most basic level of chayris, of being free, is freedom of movement, to go from one place to the other, which we take for granted in America. You know, to go from one state to another, to go from one place to another, we have absolute and total freedom. Our parents, grandparents never took that for granted. Freedom of movement. But you could be the freest person in the world. You can live in America and you have all of the rights and privileges to travel wherever you like. That doesn't mean that you're not stuck in the guf, that you have discovered the wonderful freedom of being able to move from the guf to a place of nefesh, and from nefesh to a place of ruach, and from ruach to neshama, and higher madregas. And even though he's explaining this by dividing people in different categories, obviously, in the course of a person's lifetime, there are many changes that take place. On page Kuf Yud Daled, at the top of the page, Me'evilhem Yesh Anoshim Erchim Ma'od. That's what we were talking about 2 weeks ago. What does it mean to be an Ish HaGuf that sees everything through the Guf? And then there are Anshe Ruach, even though the person might not be religious, but there are people that have greater ideals and so on. This is what we were talking about. People who are Anshe Ruach. Me'evilhem Yesh Anoshim Erchim Ma'od She'ikr Chayim Hu HaRatzon. Now, when we're going up to the highest type of a life of a ben neshama, a person who is connected to the neshama. The life of the neshama is the life of somebody who is in touch with his or her ratzon, will. You're not defined by where you are at this moment, but by what you want and where you want to go. So you could be an Ish Neshama that's stuck, or that's in the meantime been in a very, very difficult and in a basement somewhere, but you're an Ish Neshama because where you want to go, and that you're Ratzon, you haven't let go of that Ratzon, of that will, of that longing, of that desire to change. These Anshe Rotzen, these people of will, of Rotzen, their whole lives they want what's better. They don't settle. People who don't settle. And they establish as the center of their lives this Rotzen of doing good. Again, what they define as good, and so on. That we're not going through this right now. But the Rotzen is a Rotzen of Tov. To turn the world around into someplace that's better. I mean, it sounds a little bit corny, every composition in sixth grade was to make the world into a better place. But very few people actually end up doing that, making the world into a better place. Mostly they complain about the stuff that's in the world, not making it into a better place, but to actually change things and to make things better. Each person is madrega, again, with their definitions of type. But lahetiv letzibur kulai, to help the people, anoshim b'ofen prati, tzibur, larger groups of people, individual people. These are people, anoshim gedolim. These are great people who are already in that sviva, in that neighborhood of the neshama. Those people are rotzen of type. Even the person that's there, a couple of chevra that we hear the other day, 2 days ago or something, like spending hours and hours putting the things on the bottom of the chairs, downstairs, not to scratch the new floor. Nashim Toivim, good to mention that Anshashan, whoever's here. Good to mention, good people that want good, and they're not interested in getting their pictures in the newspaper. They just want people to be able to be in the shul and not to mess up the shul. That it should be comfortable, and the floor that everybody paid so much money for should be in good condition. It's Anoshim Toivim, good to mention, that think about the world outside themselves. In their house, they would be careful there'd be a scratch on the floor. But there are people that think about the floor of the shul. It sounds like a simple thing. It's not a simple thing. I mean, it's not your floor, but then you feel that it is, because that's your tzibur, that's your shul. And those people that are thinking always they have a sinus of toiv for themselves and to do for others. These are anshe neshama. Anshe neshama. See, it doesn't have to do with. It's not defined by closing your eyes and playing the guitar and kol olam kulo. That's all nice stuff. But the rotzen laheitim. That's the Kadosh Baruch Hu. What we know about Hashem, and that's the beginning of Kisvei Ari, is the Baruch Shalom wants good. He wants to do good. And that's the Ikke Tzelem Elokim of a person, to be dovuk in that type of Hashem. That's the neshama. Laheitiv letzibur kol anoshim eilchem anoshim gedon krev mechilach is chai nesham shebim. Anoshim she'ikar chayim machshavtim matoiv. People whose the ikar thoughts, the ikar of their lives is tov. Hana rotzen lasas tov. The rotzen to make things better. Heim anoshim shechayim is or hanesham shebim. These are people who are living lives of the neshama. Again, it might be that they haven't yet come to the realization that the ultimate toiv for them is to put on film, to keep Shabbos, and they because of what they don't know. They don't understand. That's something else. It could be limited in terms of the understanding of what is included in tov. There's a bacher that I don't know if I mentioned to you, there's a bacher that I met from New Jersey a few weeks ago. Very, very sweet bacher. Says his father died all of a sudden. It's crazy. A young man, the father just died. Didn't feel well, sat down on the steps and died. It's a crazy thing. And the father was about tshuva, and he was very connected to film with Chabad. It was a whole nice with film. And this boy has been raising a bacher, has raised, I don't know, he was telling me $85,000 he raised to buy film to give out to people film. It's a bacher to have such a hasag, there's a cover his father, and to do it because this is what his father cared about, was film. It's such a musig of a young man that I can't get over such a thing. Another Bach is thinking about, the next Ben Asmanim or something. He's thinking about what he could do to be Mazakir people till, and he's involved with calling and going and delivering them and getting them and talking to the Seifrim and making all these arrangements. A Bacher, 21 or something, a boy. It's an Ish Neshama. It's an Ish Neshama. It's a good thing. Kuban Yesh Mokum La'oinig, L'chavayos, L'shira L'hagos. Of course, that doesn't mean that a person can't enjoy himself. It doesn't mean that you can't have chavayot, that you can't have a ben azmanim. You can't enjoy shira and the kumzitz. And hagos means interesting books and to think about it. Achar she'elahi hu mahu sulam ma'arachim. But the question always is, ma tarotzeh. What is it that you want? What do you want? What is the ladder of priorities? Ma'u hatiduf and kol hatchumim. The priorities. Ma'ya tachlis haritzuyim kol eila. What is it that you want from that good time that you're having? What is it that you want from the vacation? What is it you're trying to get from reading this book? What do you want? What is it? What's the tachlis? Yesod Kain, Hadam Zokuk Latsekes Erech Eloki, Tachim Amadim Halal. Obviously, the point of all this is to pour into everything this elokus, godliness. That's the tachlis of everything. Shkein Nishmas Adam Mevakeshes is Chayi Hanetzach, because the neshama of a person wants Chayi Hanetzach, wants that which is eternal, that which is forever, that which is the ultimate meaning. That are contained in the depths of that Ratzon of Tov, which is Tov Eloki, the Tov of Elokus, the ultimate greatest good that one can bring to the world. Is more Elokus, more of Hashem, to reveal more of Hashem. That's the ultimate Tov. Therefore, to be an Ish Neshama means that at the core of every single thing that you do in your life and all that you want in your life, even when it comes to small little things, at the core of everything is that Ratzon of Tov. The Ratzon of Tov. Lios Behem Keneshama Beguf. That is the neshama in everything that this person wants. The neshama is to be Megala Kvad Hashem. It's the ultimate Tov. To be Tov. That's the neshama of everything that this person does. This Ish neshama does. Lahamshich behem or v'chiyas. Lahamshich behem or v'chiyas. To bring out more light and more chiyas, more chiyas. And to elevate these Ritzaynus, that they should be filled with the ultimate meaning, which is the Tov Eloki, what HaKadosh Baruch Hu defines as being good. What is good? What is Tov? So this person lives always with the question of, why am I doing this? Why am I doing this? What's the point of this? What's the purpose of this? What's the tachlis of this? What is it that I want from this? What is it that I want? And you could see yourself, and to look at yourself and to see, is this a ratzon that comes from the guf? It's just purely a ratzon from the guf. Is this a ratzon from the nefesh? Is this a ratzon from the ruach? Is this a ratzon from the neshama? What is this ratzon? Why do I want this? Why do I want this? So probably some of the chaver that are here right now want to be able to have some rest on Shabbos, no? Yes, Hashem, have Shabbos Parshas Bo. So want to have rest. Rest is a good thing. Shabbos is a day of menucha. What is it that you want from this rest? What's the point of resting? See, if it's just I'm so tired and whereas in the old song, still tomorrow is going to be another working day. I'm trying to get some rest. That's all I'm trying, just to get some rest. you could take that same rotzen to rest, which is a rotzen that every goof has. An animal also wants to take a break. An animal also needs a day off. But you can make that into Shabbos, something else. And what's the tachlis? And to try to mechazik that in one's mind. What's the rotzen? What do I want out of this menucha Shabbos? How to use this menucha Shabbos, and what could I use it for this coming week? Next week, what could I use it for? Pashas b'shalach. What could I accomplish? What could I do? What's the tachlis of it? And you become a person where your entire life is, instead of almanas lekabel, it's almanas laseis. Instead of just getting, which is the guf. All the guf wants is have. The guf just wants. And the neshama, all the neshama wants is to do, is to give. The neshama's whole ratzon is latayv. His whole ratzon is latayv. A person wants to have an Einik Shabbos. But what's the tachlis of Einik Shabbos? And what's the pnimius of Einik Shabbos? And you could usually tell the difference relatively. It's relatively easy when you're sitting at the table to see the person who, when he or she is done eating, waits for somebody else to clean up, because the Einik Shabbos is just for your stomach, not to help your mother, not to help the other people that are there to clean up, to do something. When there's such a disconnection between the guf and the neshama, even on Shabbos you could be sitting there just taking and taking and taking, not even thinking for a second that maybe your mother's tired, maybe your wife is tired. Which is not, you don't have to be for that Rogatchover that to figure that out. It's a davar pashut ma'od. The whole Einik Shabbos is an Einik HaGuf. The Einik HaGuf, a shtick of kugel, a piece of meat, and you sit in there with the Yizmiris while your wife is falling off her feet is cleaning up, and you don't even have a minute to move anything at the table. You ever see such a person? If you look in the mirror, you can see such a person. The whole einig is an einig of the guf. You can close your eyes and you can sing Baruch Hanayis Ne'ev Kayach, and you can sing all the Yom Zemachubitz and Joy Yikra. But you're just a Hanas HaGuf. It has nothing to do with the neshama. But if your Einik Shabbos and Einik Acherim, a tanuk to your husband, to your wife, to your children, to be Einik as a Shabbos, what that means. It's a different Shabbos. Kevin Shalom Eno Eisef Shechalakim. A human being is not just a collection of different parts and pieces. Ela mikshachas, like the menorah in the Beis Hamikdash, is a mikshachas, one piece. Al ken tzarich adam lishoif laharmonia v'shleimus b'chayv. A person should seek to find harmony, shleimus in life. The moving hazeh haratzna amayk shechavi b'mikdash haneshama. And in this, the meaning of this is that ratzon of tov that the neshama has inside, that ratzon of tov, should be ratzon which is called the mikdash of the neshama. Tzarech lachta needs to penetrate kol yesah harivadim, all the other parts of who I am, achitzayim, all the external parts of who I am, lakash from imay, and to bind everything together to that mikdash of the neshama. That everything that I do comes from that place of tov and the ratzon of tov. Everything that I do. My eating, my sleeping, my doing, my coming, my going, my parnasa, everything is coming from that or of the mikdash inside of a person, which is the ratzon of tov, which is the or of the neshama. The kadesh is hashir v'asifrus, to sanctify poetry and literature. What does that mean? And of course, there's all Rav Kook. Which Rav Kook's whole inyan was. You don't have to run away from literature. You don't have to run away from poetry. Adarabah, to sanctify the literature. When you're writing a poem, the poem should come from that place inside of you. That's a ratzon lahated. It's a ratzon of tov, to inspire other people with the poem, to give chizuk to other people, to be Megala Kved Shemaim with the poem or with the painting. The Lubavitcher Rebbe Susan encouraged poetry and art. I was actually in the airport in Ben Gurion. I was sitting with the Lubavitcher artist. His father was the famous Lubavitcher artist, and he himself also does graphics and stuff. And we were talking about that, how Lubavitcher Rebbe, his father would bring a painting to Lubavitcher Rebbe. His father's work, his father should be, he's an artist many years, and his paintings are very, very intricate. They're very beautiful. We have at home a few. Not any originals or anything like that, just, like on papers. So they're very intricate. And he said that, he told me that his father would bring the painting to Lubavitcher Rebbe, and the Lubavitcher would look at and he would make ha'aris. Right, this should be this is chesed, this should be over here. And you should move this over, and this should be over here. This is gur. And he said the Lubavitcher would study the painting and make all kinds of ha'aris on these paintings. And they opened up in Crown Heights there was they opened up he encouraged to open up an art gallery in Crown Heights. And of course, other rabbis got all upset about that. And he was in a different place. And the whole Indian there is that art of kedusha. What does it mean, art of kedusha? It means that the artist is not thinking of, hey, how much money I'm going to make from this, and not that he can't make a parasa, but that's not the avodah. And he's not thinking about how many people can I get to look at this painting and have disgusting thoughts to be as low as a person as I am. Which is that's what a lot of art is about. But to be as deranged and as sick and as messed up as I am, to put that out on a painting. What Lubavitcher Rebbe is saying is to paint paintings of kedusha. That the work of your hand should be an outgrowth of the Tov Sheben Neshama. The Ratzon Lahetiv is, with your art, you can help so many people with your art. Because a painting can inspire so many people. A painting can change people's lives. The Tov or the Ra. So what are you painting? If you're a talented writer, that writing has to be something that is a branch of the Ratzon Lahetiv of your Neshama, to do good. And therefore, with your writing to help people, to give to people with your writing. That through your poetry, or through your writing, through this essay, through this article, you could be made there. You could do something which is very, very good. It's an expression of the neshama. You could express your neshama through this article. And then when you sit down to write, what's the tachlis? Am I writing this? Why am I writing this? Am I writing this to make myself to knack or to criticize somebody? The way people write letters and so on. Knocking and criticizing. What am I writing this for? What's the point of this? So the tachlis is that light that comes from the mikdash haneshama tzarich lachta l'kol yeser ha'avadam achitzayim l'kashim has to penetrate to all the different parts of who you are to make them into one part. A mikdash, a beis hamikdash, a factory of tov, a factory, a big strong factory of tov. That doesn't mean you have to. It has to be to change the whole world, but what you can do. One person, whatever it is, but a factory of tov, a miksha achas, to generate more tov, to generate good. The Kadas Ashir Vasifrus, poetry, literature, Esmerchave, Hamachashavas, Adeos, thoughts, ideas. Hamaisim, Bas Naguyos, to do good things. Kach Tefia and Neshama Vakol Chadre Levav Shel Adam. In this way, you allow the light of the Neshama to penetrate into all of the rooms of your house, of yourself, all the rooms. Your thoughts, your words, your actions are all expressions of Ratzon of Tov. The Ratzon of Tov. Everything in your life is an expression of that Ratzon of Tov. That's an Ish Neshama. That means to be an Ish Neshama Ben Aliyah. So the vacation is also. The opinion of the vacation is a hatava. If there are children, the children should enjoy themselves. They should have a good time. It doesn't have to be something fancy. It's not about yourself. It's Amanas lekabel, it's amanas loses. Lahativ. Not what you can get out of, but what you can do, what you can give. Therefore, when you're on a vacation, this is still vacation week or something? Yeah, wasn't sure. So they have different ones. I don't know. So a person goes on a vacation. There's so many times you can Mekadesh Shem Shamayim as a from person in the airport, where you are in the hotel, to be lahativ, to do good things, to be Megalal Lakos, to be. Without you're just another nudnik that's complaining about you're missing one towel in your hotel room or something, and you have to go and make a whole tumult about it. And, you could. It's all wherever you are. That's what it means. That if you're an ish neshama, your neshama goes with you everywhere. And when you leave a place, that people feel that was a good person. That was somebody that made this place that he was here. The place was better because he was here. It can be very, very simple things to compliment, to say a nice word, to talk in a pleasant way. I don't have to explain. Everybody knows this, and that's an ish neshama wants to do that. Every single thing that he does, that she does, is expression of that. What's in lahativ? Lahativ for every stranger, a smile, a kind word, a good fight. It's a different life. It's a life of an ish neshama. So the neshama, that light of the neshama, makes its way into everything that you do. And all the expansiveness of your inyanim that you're busy with. Everything in your life is illuminated with an or of the neshama, with an or of kedusha. People that if you run a business or whatever it may be, or you're in an office and you're a boss of other, that those people should feel the schus of working for you. They should feel that an honor to be with you. They should feel that you're good to them, that you throw in an extra few dollars, you throw in a good word. You ask at work, how's your mother been feeling? I remember you said she wasn't well. But the Ish HaNeshama wants with everything to be lahayir, more light, with every single worker, with every single person. So there isn't a janitor in the building that doesn't feel that this is a person that is tired, that is good, and that thinks about me, that cares about me. That's every single person. Every single person. That's what it means to be free. That's what it means to be free. Adam shebesarch levavam. A person shebesarch levavam mechuba chazak el rotzen tov. In whose heart there's this powerful connection to that rotzen of tov. Hadover yakren al soivav. That or of tov shines. It just you feel that very, very strongly. You feel that when you're in the presence of that person, that the or of the neshama. Again, I'm not talking about a religious experience whether this person is necessarily so, but you feel the or of tov and that rotzen lahativ. You feel when you're in the room with that person. You feel in the presence of that person. Hadavar yakrin al soivav. It shines. Yakrin. It radiates to everything around, to everybody around. I remember a few years ago we were talking about this because I heard this from one of my kids, that even a plant is affected by diburim tovim. They've studied such things. A plant, a tzemeach, must be a daimim is also things. Everything is affected by tov. Even a plant is one of my kids. They went somewhere on a vacation, and they brought over last night because one of the little ones, one of my grandchildren, has a bowl with a little fish in it, which mostly have had bad experiences with that. I can end up floating on top and the kid's crying, dying like the fish dies after making a value. It hasn't been a good history with these fish bowls. So they got over the fish to take care of this fish. And I always tell the kids, go over and say Shalom Aleichem. He goes around during the whole day, such a life. He has his Rahman, such a life like that. He goes running around like that the whole day, hanging around. If he sees a person goes and says Shalom Aleichem and smiles a little bit, so the grandchildren, they laugh at this. What do you mean, you have to talk to the fish? I said, yeah, why not? The fish understand. The fish understand everything the world understands when there's a Russian of Taif. The language of the neshama is Taif, and everything in the world, a rock understands that. A rock understands that. Huh? I didn't hear you. Hakol, Yafluk Psalm, to say good things. Yeah. Even the Besamim are affected by it. Everything in the world is affected by the kol, by the voice of a person. And that, Rotzen Lahitiv, everything in the world feels that. Everything becomes more alive. Even an inanimate object, a thing, is affected by that. And when a person is toiv, there's a famous picture of Rebelli Lapian leaning down, giving milk to a cat in the dormitory. Every single guy walks past this cat, and Rebelli Lapian, the tzaddik the mashgiach. So somebody managed to get a picture of him. He's giving some milk to a cat. It's a Ratzon of Toiv. The tzaddik is filled with this Ratzon of Toiv, or how Rav Kook was walking once with Rebel Lapian. They were walking together. No, it was with Rabbi Levine. They were walking together. Rabbi and Rav Kook were walking together, and Rabbi wasn't paying attention. Rabbi was the chefs of Toiv, but Rabbi wasn't paying attention. And they were walking, and he pulled like a leaf off of a thing that was coming out from the fence. There was a leaf, and Rav Kook went, "Oi, oi!" And Rabbi said, "Rabbi, what is it? What happened?" He says, "Well, of course, what did you do? What did you do? What did you do?" It's not coming from some sort of a woke, it's all phony in the cruelest and darkest world. It's that Rav Kook saw a world that was alive, and that this whole rottenness that things should grow. There's a whole story of him when it was by Tu B'Shvat, planting a plant and crying and kissing the plant, and it's a rotzen of toiv that the tzaddik is filled with. Everything with the tzaddik comes from that aura of the neshama, which is lahativ, to give life, and to Rav Kook it was instinctive that it stopped it. Of course, Rav Kook didn't say you can't cut down a tree to put schach, but that's not stam to pull a leaf. What is it to separate, to take something that was alive and now it's not alive? He used to say that Rav Kook used to, on Shemitah, he used to go to the trees and say, "Good Shabbos, good Shabbos." A hasag of life and what it means, that the aura of the tzaddik is an aura of toiv. Today's the outside of the Rebbe Zushi. Right? Rebbe Zushi is the aura of toiv. For all the tzaddikim, the Rebbe Zushi was this aura of mesikus. There's a famous story that the Lamdonim have a problem with. The Rebbe Zushi, that he was once with them. They were collecting money for poor people or something. And they went to some big rich guy who didn't know that these were the two tzaddikim, the Rebbe Lamelt and Rebbe Zushi, because they went to guys and they were like that in Golis. And and the rich guy, this rich fellow, didn't open the door. He had like a butler that opened the door. And the butler saw these two schleppers, Rebbe Melech and Rebbe Zushi. And he told them to wait in this room. I'll see if I can get the balabas. And the Rebbe Zushia and the Rebbe Melech are sitting in this fancy like palace. And there was a bird cage hanging from the ceiling, a bird cage. And this little bird inside, this beautiful little bird is inside the cage singing. And the whole time the Rebbe Zushia is looking at this bird. And the Rebbe Melech says, "No, Zushia." and the Rebbe Melech is the Rebbe Zushia is looking at this, and finally, he couldn't help himself. Rebbe Zushia gets on a table or something, and he opens up the the cage, takes the bird out and sends it to the window to go flying. At that second, the balabas walks in, and the Reb Zushi is like there, standing there. The balabas grabs him and starts hitting him. And he says that the two of them, and the whole way he's saying Toiv Hashem Lakol, Toiv Hashem Lakol, Lakol, and the guy's beating him up. Toiv Hashem Lakol, and the two of them, they say the Reb Zushi and the Reb Melech. Reb Melech is helping Reb Zushi walk, and they're going down the road. And the whole time the Reb Zushi is saying is Toiv Hashem Lakol, V'rachma V'alkol Ma'aseh. Rachma v'alkol ma'aseh. So the Lomdim hear this. What's the kasha? Gneva. This is so good. It's a kasha. Who would you rather sit next to Nolam Haba, the Lomdim or Reb Zushi? Toiv Hashem l'kol v'rachma v'alkol ma'aseh. Rachma v'alkol ma'aseh. Kasha. He couldn't bear such a thing. Rachma v'alkol ma'aseh. Not because of animal rights. This is every story from the Rebbe Zushi is Rachma v'kol ma'aseh. This is the etzem ha'toivim. All the tzaddikim were about themselves that the Rebbe Zushi, even though he went in such pashtus, even though the Balatanya said that the emes is that he was a huge Talmud Chacham. Everything was hidden so much. The Rebbe Zushi, how he hid himself, and because they saw that he was a neshama and that was barely in the guf. His whole Metzias was neshama. Therefore, this whole Metzias was a Metzias of Rachma v'Kol Ma'aseh. This is a Rosh Hashem Lahetiv. But this bird, why is this bird being held prisoner? He couldn't bear that this bird was in a cage. It's a different life. And everybody around this, the Yakin al Sayuv, who Yeshamish, Makor Orla, Nashim Sesviva. All the people who are around this person feel the or. They want to be better. You want to be better. When you're in the presence of that person, you feel a rutzin to also to do and to be good. You want to be good. You want to do something good. This person is moira. He awakens a whole feeling of noam, of pleasantness, and of tov. And we have to think about ourselves. That in our interactions with people, when we walk away, are we leaving them with a feeling of tov? Am I leaving these people with a feeling of tov, of pleasantness, of tov? How am I leaving these people when I walk away? When I'm with people, do they feel a hasirus of tov, of ni'imus, of pleasantness, erchius, worth and of value? Do other people feel that they're worth more as a result of their interactions with me, or do they feel that they're worth less? How do I make people feel worth more or worth less? It's a simple question. When I spend time with people, when I'm with people, do they feel worth more or do they feel worth less? Not that they think that I'm smart or that I'm not smart. Do they feel that they're worth more after I leave them? When I'm with them, do they feel worth more? That's an Ish Neshama. Everybody that's in that world of the Ish Neshama feels that they're worth more. And when you feel that you're worth more, you want to do more. You want to be better. You want to be better. Even to be the lowest person in the world. The lowest person. You see the stories about Shlomo Kalabach. He used to go to visit these prisoners, and he'd walk out from the jail, and these guys, they all wanted to do Mrs. and Masim Toiv. Because he was a Chepsef Toiv, he was a good, there are certain questionable things with Shlomo, I'm not going into that. But Toiv, that he was good, he was the kindest person. His whole Metzias was Toiv, he gave away every penny to homeless people on the street, that's how he was. And people wanted to be good, wanted to be better. You don't have to say a whole tyrant, a whole drasha. When you were the Chavetz Chaim, my Rebbe told me that how when the Chavetz Chaim was walking, all the girls were buttoning up their shirts, and everybody in town, they were pulling up their stockings, Everybody, all the men were making sure everything. The Chavetz Chaim was just smiling at everybody. He didn't say, "What's with your sleeves?" the really, really, really special teacher doesn't have to talk to the girls about their sleeves. She doesn't have to say a word about their sleeves. Her whole mitzvahs is a mitzvahs of Tov, and of Tznius, and of Ar, and that everybody wants to be better. They want to be better. They want to look. They want to look better in a better way. It's a mitzvahs of an ish neshama when you're in the presence of that ish neshama. Just the person himself and the interest that he takes, that he's interested, he cares, the concern that he has for other people. And the cheshik that he has to help other people, to do good. Tivoled bracha rabba ma'od. He gives birth to tremendous bracha. Tremendous bracha. Because when that person feels that he's worth something, that she's worth something, then he goes and helps other people also feel that way. Because when you feel worthless, then you make other people feel worthless. It's a klagol. The more worthless you feel, the more worthless you make other people feel. It's a klagol. But when you feel more worthy, then you want other people to feel that way. You make other people, you don't want. You make other people feel more worthy. That's how Hashem made the world. He brings bracha. The person of the Ish Neshama brings bracha to everybody. Even though he's not necessarily focusing right now on this, on helping this person, just the mitzvahs of the person, the way the person talks. Because you have this person who's an ish neshama, that's mevakesh tov, whose life is coming, the aura of that person's life comes from the Beis HaMikdash inside. He makrines tuva. It radiates that tov, ben b'moide, ben shalei b'moide, knowingly and unknowingly. It's not conscious of this. Not conscious of how many people he's changing. I mentioned many times that it says by Baron Kalina, it says on his matzeva, on his siyan, it says, Harbe heishiv mi'oven ulai shmoni melavish. Some tzaddik who wrote the matzeva knew that he said many people. Baron Kalina was Makarav da Hashem, heishiv that he brought back to Hashem, maybe 80,000 people. Ulai shmoni melavish. I think that's the nusach. Shlomo Kalina never met 80,000 people. We're not talking here about TikTok. You understand? 80,000 people. Shlomo Kalina, Baron Kalina. There was an aura that came from that person. That when he walked into the town, people that didn't even see him. Like it says that the aura of the Simchas Beis HaShoeva, there wasn't a household that wasn't illuminated with the light of the Simchas Beis HaShoeva. It doesn't mean that there weren't houses that were around the corner and that the light didn't come from the Beis HaMikdash. But every house in the Yerushalayim was illuminated with the light of the Simchas Beis HaShoeva. It doesn't mean a physical light. It means that the aura of the Beis HaMikdash is the same thing with a person. That everybody there is affected by the aura of this person, of the aura of Tov. Therefore, this pure person, he somehow gathers many people who love him. People who are so appreciative and who value him. Even though he's not trying to make more fans, he's not trying to gather a club. So Tivu Shalai Ratzon HaTov, because that's the nature of Ratzon of Tov, of the Neshama. It's like the sun shining. Anybody who opens up the window of his house, will enjoy it with the light and that light. Listen, there are people who feel nothing in the presence of the tzaddik because the window's closed. If you don't open the window, the light doesn't come in. But if you open the window, the light will come in. Hashem should help us to have open windows.